Celtic manager Ange Postecoglou hopes the lure of performing in the Champions League next season. If Celtic were to win the league, will persuade Filipe, Jota and Carter-Vickers to agree permanent deals with Celtic. The Lone Stars from Benfica and Spurs are looking to make a move. Celtic will make their move permanent this summer, while Jota on the wing has fired in 10 goals amid some excellent displays. Carter-Vickers, you've got to say, has been absolutely rock solid at the heart of the defence. So let's get this 100 thumbs up just purely for everyone that's got a hangover out there. Anyway, the Celtic manager went on, he's nothing but realistic, and he's aware that both players could be lured elsewhere for bigger wages when their temporary transfer expires in June of this season. However, the Celtic gaffer also realises that if they win the Premiership title, they're automatically into the Champions League, and with a £40 million group stage up for stake, it's all that they need, the Celtic players, to win the league this season. And we'll talk about Celtic, how much money they made this season from the Europa Cup, and it's not to be sniffed at, to be said. The Celtic boss has admitted that he's sure that Champions League football will help keep them, but he's also aware that the attraction that there could be from other clubs, it's a two-way thing. If the players don't want to be here, he says, we don't want to have them here. It's as simple as that. You have to have that to get the deal done. There's no issue from the players as he sees it if their future is away from Celtic. He says they might have different motivations. The appeal to come to Celtic, let's face it, and play in front of 60,000 fans every second week, and competing in Europe and going for trophies, it is a club like no other. I mean, I wouldn't personally go down a club down south for more money just to win nothing. There's a lot of players that have done that from Celtic that have left. Anyway, if Celtic can get into the Champions League next year, it should cover everything that the Celtic board want to do next summer. It'll also be an attraction for players to come in. The Celtic manager says that both have been outstanding contributors and they're great young men as well. He said he'd love to see them part of this football club going forward. They can get more money down south, he's fine with that, and he would never deny that. We could get some offers for our players also, so we have to see how we finish the season. It's their choices. At the end of the day, if they desire to see the move, they'll go for it, and if they want to see their future elsewhere, the boss is okay with that. Ange Postecoglou, on the other hand, has warned Celtic players not to get too comfortable. He says if they relax in being success and getting silverware, if they relax in that and they let their self basically go, if their standards aren't high enough, he's not too shy about telling them that he'll get rid of them when he bring in players that are hungry for success. So Postecoglou, preparing for tomorrow night's game against Dundee United at Tannadice, where Celtic have enjoyed a victory already there this season. The Celtic gaffer has been able to retreat his squad with the 5 players that came in the January transfer window. I mean, think back to earlier in the season where we were playing Jota up front, for goodness sake. Even though with Kyogo and Turnbull still out, we're in a position where Celtic can basically change the team as much as they want and not have to focus on putting Jota, or even Leo Abada played up front for a couple of games as well. The fact that we've gotten Georgios and Big Dyson, it's just fantastic for Celtic now. So what is your score predictions for tomorrow night? I'm going 3-0 Celtic. Anyway, Ange Postecoglou was asked as well about keeping players happy, and he says he's never worried in his careers about keeping players happy. He says if they're winning and they're being part of something successful, he says they should be walking around with the squad, and the players have all got smiles on their faces at the moment. So he doesn't want to disappoint anyone by leaving them out, but he says it's a good way. You have to rotate the squad to make sure that everyone's getting their chance, and it's keeping the players on their toes. He says players are disappointed if they're not playing, as you would come to expect, but they come back in the next day in training and they show that they should be getting in training. They're telling me why they should be getting a first team place, and that's what he wants to see from the players. So basically, it's okay winning trophies, but if you let your standards slip, Ange Postecoglou will get rid of the players, which is good to hear. Anyway, Celtic in Europa this season made, sit down and wait for this, 9,498,522 euros. Wow, over 9 million euros, 9.5 million euros for playing in Europe this season. That's your money for Jota straight up front. You know, it's around £8 million, and that is just fantastic for a club like Celtic in the Scottish League. That's a fantastic amount of money. Is it fair on the other clubs in the league? Well, if other clubs in the league were to get into Europe and have a bit of success, it would level the league out a bit. As you can see with the club across the road, they're still in Europe. Don't know, so what kind of money are they going to make this summer coming out of Europe? So anyway, on that note, Celtic could be in a windfall for even more money this summer if Kieran Tierney and Moussa Dembele get big summer moves. Manchester United and Real Madrid are in they're basically in for the two of them. That would be fantastic for both players. It would be brilliant for KT to go to Spain. On that note, I see that Brendan Rodgers is sniffing about trying to make a cheeky move to take him to Leicester. Yeah, it would be a stupid deal for him to go to Leicester, if you ask me. If he's been in the Premiership, he's done his thing in the Premiership, you know, get a move to another country. You know, the Spanish league's a good league to be playing in. Different standard of players, nice, warm. Just do the move, KT. We'd love to see you doing that. Anyway, on that note, give this 100 thumbs up just for everyone that's got a hangover out there. And I shall see you in the next video. 3-0 tomorrow, remember.
Lit. Roll up to the party. Roll up to the party. Roll up to the party. Roll up.